All right. So we are continuing with our reading. Finally, we're moving a little bit away from Tom and Joe and Huck. I don't know. That could be a good thing. You might miss them. But we have our story here all together now. Again, if you remember from yesterday, if you want to read, I'm asking you to put it in the chat. And if you have a question, then you can use your raising hand icon. So if you would like to read, you can go ahead and put that in the chat right now. And let's see. Nope, let me get to the end there. Emily, why don't you go ahead and start for us?
Okay. Camp skies rock buzz with campers' voice as they discuss their idea for a mural. It seems as if everyone was talking at once. Everyone that except Caleb, who sat quietly against the wall, sketching in his notebook.
Awesome. So they're working on a mural. What is a mural? Does anybody know what that word means? You can just unmute and share.
It's like
A picture or a painting.
like different colors. I don't know.
It's like a large painting.
It's like it's a large painting displayed in like a public or private place or something.
Yep, perfect. I like the way you said that, Spencer. A large painting displayed in a public or private place. A lot of times, if you're in big cities, they'll have great big murals painted on the sides of the buildings. Okay, that's probably the best place you'd see them. A lot of schools have them also. I really want to get some here painted at Diamond Creek, but I just need to find the right person to come and help us with that. So the campers, they're discussing ideas for what they're going to do for this painting. Okay, everybody's loud and obnoxious. Well, not obnoxious, excited. Let's use excited. Talking about what they want to do, except for Caleb, who is just sitting on the side sketching in his notebook. All right, Landon, you're up.
The theme, wait.
You're right.
The theme is cooperation, said
Cooperation.
Michael. Cooperation. So maybe the mural should show our rowing teams. Rowing is all about teamwork. There were murmurs of agreement. Caleb sketched a scene of 3 campers putting their boat into the river.
Okay, so the theme is cooperation. That's probably going to be important. So what do we have so far in these 2 paragraphs? I'm going to make myself a little note. I'm going to say that the campers are discussing ideas for a large painting on cooperation. Or if you're a baseball fan, you call it Cooperation because you just think about Cooperstown. All right, Camden, you can read next.
Okay. Good point, said Arno. But don't forget rock climbing. We learned lots of skills, cooperation, patience, communication, since we all climbed Mount Skyrock, and our camp is named for it. I think that would make a great mural. There were shouts of yay and good idea. Caleb added a scene to his sketch, showing a trio of campers reaching the summit of Mount Skyrock, their arms raised in victory.
Good. So remember in the beginning, Kyle's kind of sitting in the corner. And do you notice what Caleb. Do you notice what Caleb's doing? Each time someone is saying something, Caleb is adding it to his sketch, right? So Caleb is kind of sketching out what this might look like as people are sharing their ideas. Right now, they're all just sharing, but he's in the corner like, oh, I like that. I'm going to write that. Oh, I like that. I'm going to add that. So he's kind of, sounds like he's kind of putting together what this mural is actually going to look like. Jackson, go ahead.
Are we on 4?
We are.
Okay. Others began offering their own thoughts of what would best capture the theme. Swimming relays, woodworking, and organic gardening.
Good.
No sooner was an idea called out than Caleb added it to his ever-growing sketch. Kai glanced down at his notebook and shouted, "Wow, Caleb, that's awesome. Hey guys, look at this. This should be our mural."
Good. So Caleb added something else to his ever-growing sketch. So Caleb, like we just said, Caleb is drawing everyone's ideas into one mural. Right? Because you've got one group that's like, oh, it should all be rowing. Another group's like, no, it should all be mountain climbing. No, it should all be gardening. It should be woodworking. Like they're each throwing out their ideas of what they want the whole mural to look like. But Kyle is kind of putting these all in one pot and stirring them up and creating a picture that has all of them. Morgan.
Are we on paragraph 4 or 5?
5.
The campers set up teams to make it happen. Caleb made the sketch on large mural-sized paper, and each boy signed up for the part of the mural he wanted to paint. Unnoticed, the counselor, Stan, used his cell phone to take a photo of them at work. When the painting was finished, Stan handed them a printout of the photo. Talk about cooperation. These are great examples, he said, pointing to the mural and the kids in the photo. Outstanding.
Good. So not only did they want their mural to show cooperation, they painted the mural using cooperation, okay? So they exhibited that trait just in their own word. So the boys cooperated to create a mural on cooperation. Go ahead and finish writing down your notes. Again, make sure you're highlighting and annotating. Someday I might ask you to show me what you've done, to take a picture of your book. You never know when it's going to be. But just like how we did with our planners, I'm going to have you do the same thing at some point with your benchmark. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our slides that we have for today. Today we have 2 slides that we're working on. Let's see if I can scroll to them over here. And they are going to go back to that camp life story. They're not based on All Together now. Come on, slow computer. Here we go. So the first one is dealing with sequence and putting some events from the camp life story in order. So it says, put the events in time order by typing a number from 1, so that one happened first, to 4, that one happened last, in the box next to the event. Now I'm going to be correcting these guys, so please make sure that you are really looking at it and trying, and not just randomly picking numbers to put in the boxes, okay? I kind of think some of you might be doing that on your math tests after looking at your answers, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So what you're gonna need to do first is to go back to your camp life story. I'm trying to make this so you can see both of my things. Go back to your camp life story, and I want you to find the 4 events that it lists. So, but they were all ashamed of their weakness, and none was brave enough to share his thought. I remember reading that part. That's, they were all laying down. Here it is. It's right here. I might, if I have another color highlighter or with a pen, I might go ahead and highlight that just so it stands out a little bit more. And I'm going to do that with all 4 of these events. All 4 of these events. And then once I have all 4 of them marked in my book, I can easily go from the beginning of my story to the end of my story and say, oh, this was first, it gets a 1. Then this happened, that's 2. Then this, that's 3. And finally, we have 4, okay? We're doing this for a reason, guys. You're going to have practice like this on your test tomorrow. So I want you to practice going back to your text and finding the actual events, and then you can put them in order, okay? So there's that slide, and then there is your definition slide like we always have, okay? I am going to be working with all 3 groups today, so all 3 of you are going to be online with me. Okay, I'll give you those times when we write in our planners. Morgan, I see your hand is up.
For writing the numbers, we just put 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep, you don't need to spell it out. You can just put the number. Okay. Any other questions on what your work is that you're going to be doing?